Hey guys, in today's video we are going to show you how to look up not only your assessments or if you have assessments assessed to your property in Cape Coral, but we're also going to show you how to see if there's been endangered species reported in your area. Now most agents don't know how to do this, most land investors don't know how to do this. We're going to show you how to do it so you can get a leg up. Check it out. We're going to use CapeIMS for the city of Cape Coral. It's a GIS system, a mapping system that maps out every property within the city of Cape Coral. Now, this is just for the city of Cape Coral, like I mentioned, but this will help you find what your assessments are and if there's any reported protected animals on your property. Now, it's kind of a convoluted URL, so I'm going to leave a link to it in the description below, and you can just click on it and go right to this website. And what you're going to do is you're going to put in your address in the address bar here up on the top. Now, I am going to blur out the addresses because if I don't, YouTube is going to yell at us and take this video down and you won't be able to see it. But please try to bear with me. Just know that you have to add your address into this address bar and it'll pull it up pretty quickly and you'll see what I mean. So here's our first example. We're going to use a property on Pine Island Road. And as you can see, as you search, it'll actually go right to the property as long as you type it in. Otherwise, it'll have a couple of options underneath it to select. Now, this commercial property, what we're going to do is we are actually going to first start off with what is the estimated loan payoff. And that's going to be the second item under the strap under that solid line here. When we do estimated loan payoff, we click Run Report, and it'll show us if there are any assessments shown for this property. Now right here you can see $0, zero current amount. That means there's no assessment. We will show one in a second for one that does have an assessment, so you have an example of that as well. So going back, we are actually going to go down to the fourth line under that solid line, the property restrictions area. We're going to select Run Report. Run Report is going to actually show us if there are any property warnings or notifications for a property. This includes the protected species that may be on the property, but it also includes things like stormwater drains, things of that nature, so that you know when you're going to build. In this scenario, we can see there is a warning that this is a tortoise zone. Most of the time, they're going to add other notes here. Tortoise zone will generally mean that there's a tortoise in the area. It doesn't necessarily mean it's on the property. A lot of times, if it's a specific tortoise burrow, it'll say tortoise burrow, but not always. And the other side of this is not continuously updated. It's updated as new information comes in. So a tortoise could have moved into this area from the other portion of the tortoise zone and created a burrow, and now he's a problem for you. Other animals you may see here would be the burrowing owls, eagle zone, or something like that. So moving back to our CapeIMS page, you can also scroll down. As you can see, I've already done that here. If you scroll down to where it says, right underneath zoning, you'll see eagle zone, owl zone, tortoise zone. Now, this is a tortoise zone as we saw in that warning. So we have that yes here. This is relatively new. That hasn't been here for very long. If it was eagle zone, there'd be a yes right here. If it was owl zone reported, it would say yes right here. Again, this isn't going to catch everything. This is only going to be updated as new information comes in. They're not constantly walking through this forest to see if they can find, or walking through these lots to see if they can find protected species. But when they are reported, that information will get updated as it's public information. Okay, now we're going to move on to show an example of a property that actually has an assessment due. And before we get to this, so this is a Lee County property. It actually belongs to the school district. We're going to blur it out just in case because Google is notorious for removing videos that have any information, regardless, even if it's city information. But in this case, now I want to preface by saying don't be alarmed by this information. This is for a very large parcel. I mean, as you can see, it is several acres in size. And this is county government. Typically, assessments are not going to be as large as you're going to see for this, but I want to show an example to show you what an assessment property would look like. So again, under that solid line and the second one down, estimated loan payoff, we're going to select Run Report, and it's going to pop up our assessments. Now you can see in this case we have the North 1 West capital facility expansion charge and different variations of the same information because they are separately charged. Now on the right hand side you'll see estimated payoff amounts. You can see that there is quite a bit. Again, this is why I said don't be alarmed. This is $567,000. Normally for this area, for a regular size lot, it's going to be approximately $35,000, and it goes up from there for a larger lot. Now the current amount, this is amount that's due this year. So North 1 has actually not been added to the tax bill as of the time of this recording. So that's why we're seeing 0 here. If it was that portion, whatever they choose, for North 1, they gave you 20, 25, or 30 years to pay the assessment. So that would reflect the amount due in this current amount, if not yet paid for the year. However, if we were going to pay it off during a transaction, or if we're going to pay it off at the over time, or if you just want to see how much is still left for that specific property, that would be here on the right hand. So that's it. That's how we look up both our protected species as well as the estimated payoff amount for our assessments. Thanks for watching.